Hey guys, welcome to the show. I'm Rantoinette. Let's get into it. There is never a lack of news these days, so boy, do I have a list. Let's start off with this. The United States is laying the groundwork for a war with Iran, and they're starting with Hezbollah. Hezbollah is a kind of, sort of Iran-backed faction that is in Yemen. Trump recently did some carpet bombing of Yemen as, a peace-loving dove president that he is. I love the Republican argument. No. You lefties, you guys are the warmongers. Donald Trump, he's a dove, man. He doesn't like war at all. Give me a break. But I believe that this is the beginning part of the attempt to start a war with Iran. He's already talked about bombing their nuclear facilities. And those nuclear facilities, who knows what they are? They might just be for, electrical power, or it could be for a nuclear weapon. I mean, we used to know when we had an Iranian nuclear agreement where we had a General Mad Dog Maddox, who was hired by Donald Trump in his first term, said, the deal is working. It's working great. We've got the International Atomic Energy, scientists going in there, with the blessing of Iran to go in there and check out the weapons. Check out the nuclear. The nuclear facilities to make sure that there are no weapons there, and there are no weapons there. But Donald Trump decided, well, Barack Obama passed that, so we're just going to get rid of that, honestly. That's basically what it boils down to. But when I hear constantly from Republicans that Donald Trump is a dove, it just blows my mind. I mean, how do you determine what future action is going to be? You look from past action. Donald Trump, in case you weren't aware, was president before. And during his first term, he increased drone strikes by 400%. They used to call Barack Obama the drone president. He used to make jokes about it. Donald Trump left him in the dust. He did more drone strikes in his first 2 years than Barack Obama did in his entire 8-year run as president. He tried to coup Venezuela twice, got his ass handed to him by a couple of fishermen. It just was ridiculous. He bombed Somalia twice. No, he bombed Somalia a number of times. He bombed Syria twice. He said he was going to keep the oil. We're doing this to keep the oil. That's what he said. Just talk about saying the quiet part out loud. It's absolutely insane. Like I said, he ripped up the Iranian deal. He signed pro-torture legislation. He hired Gina Haspel, who was the Abu Ghraib lady. You remember Abu Ghraib? He hired her for the head of the CIA. They say that John Bolton is just a big old warmonger. Well, Donald Trump hired him too. So don't give me this nonsense that Donald Trump is a dove. Right now, he is talking about war with Panama. We're going to take Panama. He's already written up plans, got the military writing up plans to go take Panama. He's talking about either buying Greenland or just taking it. He said, one way or the other, folks, we're getting Greenland. Republicans, is this what you voted for? I thought that groceries were too expensive and rent was too damn high. You think that Greenland is going to make your rent go down? I don't think so. Anyway, he's not a dove. He is a militant motherfucker who wants to start war with everybody. And I think ultimately Donald Trump just wants North America to himself. I mean, he will not stop about the Canadian stuff, making it the 51st state. And people think, oh, he's just being funny. He's just joking. No, he's not. No, he's not. You think he's joking about Greenland? You think he's joking about Panama? You think he's joking about, he's bombing Yemen right now. He's supplying a shitload of weapons to Israel, and they're all, they're trying to do the Israeli expansion, and Donald Trump's all behind that. I'm going to own Gaza. That was the quote. I'm going to own Gaza. Yeah, he's a dove. Give me a fucking break. Moving on. Texas just arrested the first person to do an abortion. It was a midwife, and she is accused of performing 2 abortions, one 8-week abortion and one 12-week abortion. I mean, if we were living in, any other normal state, that would just be any other day. 8 weeks, there's no nervous system, there's no nothing. There's no brain activity. It's a fucking zygote. It's just this little teeny mass the size of a pen tip. But, we've got to arrest her. And the guy who is behind it, his name is Ken Paxton. Oh, Kenny Pax. Our boy from Texas. He is the lieutenant governor. And just in case that name sounds familiar to you, you could probably remember a couple of things. He was impeached on 16 counts of corruption in the state of Texas. And it was the impeachment investigation was head up by Republicans in Texas. But Donald Trump made some phone calls and got him off the hook of that. And I remember one quote that it was after the 2020 election. I remember one quote from Ken Paxton. Lovely guy, sweetheart, real good guy. He said that Joe Biden would have won the state of Texas if he hadn't, let me get this quote right. Biden would have won the Texas election if I hadn't stopped the ballot counting. So there you go. Ken Paxton, real stand-up guy. Anyway, he is really happy about this arrest of this midwife, and this is just the start. She could probably serve anywhere between 2 to 10 years in jail for performing an abortion on 2 women. So, freedom, right? Texas is all about, I heard Joe Rogan the other day saying, Texas is all about freedom. That's why I moved here. Texas is all about freedom. Does this sound like freedom to you? Can you smoke weed in Texas, Joe? No? Guess you can't have an abortion either. Sounds real fucking free to me. One thing that is giving me life, giving me a little hope, I am watching these town halls. I'm watching these silver-haired, gentle folk from red states going to town halls with congressional Republicans who actually go do town halls, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mike Johnson said, let's just stop doing town halls because it's making us look really bad. But every once in a while, one of them will do a town hall. And I saw one the other day where, look, people are screaming and yelling. And of course, Fox News is saying that they're all libs. Look, honey, are there liberal people in that audience? I have no doubt. I have no doubt. But I am seeing a lot of 60, 70, 80-year-old septuagenarian, octogenarians in the audience, and they are pissed off. They're worried about their Social Security. They're worried about their Medicare. I would be too. And when I hear somebody say, oh, the entitlements, and they bastardize the word entitlements, yeah, you are entitled to it. You worked your entire life for those. You are absolutely entitled to your Social Security and your Medicare. Don't let them pretend like entitlements is a bad word. It is absolutely not a bad word. You deserve that shit, and you should fight for it. And I'm here to fight with you. And I'm loving watching this. Now, what I'm finding really interesting, though, what I find really fascinating is that like Fox News is saying that, they're all being infiltrated by liberals, libtards, and they're causing a ruckus, and they must be funded by George Soros. Every accusation is a confession, honestly. Every time I hear Republicans say something like that, it just sounds like, no, honey, that's what you do. You got the Koch brothers, you funded your little Tea Party, but, when liberals come to a town hall meeting to complain that they're worried that Elon Musk is going to take away their Social Security and their Medicare, you think that George Soros is fucking George Soros. Give me a break. Give me a break. Those are just some pissed off citizens. And by the way, even if they are liberals, they're your constituents, Republican congressman. Those are your people. They deserve to be heard by you. And the louder they are, the more hope it gives me. And I'm really excited about it. But like I said, what I thought was kind of funny about it is I've also been hearing some phone calls, to Congress people that, especially Congress people that are not doing town halls anymore. So they're getting phone calls from people. Now, when I hear liberal person, calling or going to town halls with, Democratic representatives, they're saying, we need you to fight more. We need you to try really hard and save us, please. We need you to fight and fight hard. When I hear Republicans calling up their conservative representatives, I hear them saying shit like, I'm going to bash your head in with an axe handle, or I'm going to gun you down. I mean, those people are heated. Those people, their blood is a little warm. And when I see, the pundits and Fox, talking about the violence of the left, it's like, dude, look to your own side, honey. Check your own garden first before you start criticizing mine. Anyway, they are giving me hope, and I hope that they keep it up. Let's see here. I just read an interesting article today. I can't remember where I read it. I believe it was in Forbes? It doesn't really matter. It was about the student loans. They are they are currently quadrupling. So like, let's say you're paying, $250 a month for your student loan, which, by the way, that money could be going into the economy, into a local restaurant or, a local store, velocity of money, good for the economy. Instead, it's being held in debt by our government, which, look, I don't give Joe Biden credit for a lot of stuff, but I will give him credit for this. He did attempt quite a few ways to cancel student debt. And, of course, I wish he'd have tried a little bit harder. And I wish the Supreme Court hadn't knocked it down both of the times that he tried. But ultimately, I would really love to see that money that people are paying into the government, mostly just interest payments, I'd really love to see them be able to spend that on buying a house or fixing their car or taking their family out to a nice dinner. That's a much better way to use that money instead of just funneling back to the government. Anyway, Donald Trump is doing his shenanigans, and it looks like that people are going to be paying anywhere, between 4 and 5 times more than what they had been paying. If you want to crash the economy, I mean, for God's sakes, between kicking out immigrant labor, between doing tariffs, blanket tariffs across the country, warmongering with everybody, all of our allies, we are headed for something really disastrous. And I don't know what we're going to do. I really don't. But this is just another one of those things to just stack on top of the pile of shit that we're already looking at. Let's see. Oh, and by the way, talk about debt and the deficit. Oh, we can't forgive this. I remember those PPP loans for small businesses during COVID. All of those got forgiven. I guess you don't have a problem with small businesses getting their loans forgiven. No. It's the 18-year-old kid who made a decision to, we told them, hey, if you want a better life, you want a better job, you better go to college. And a lot of American teens said, okay, we're going to do that. And now they're saddled with debt for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. I see people in their 50s that are still paying off their student loan debt because, life costs fucking money. But the Pentagon, fails audit after audit after audit, and we continue to dump trillions of dollars into them. Oh, by the way, all the cuts that Doge is doing, they ain't cutting the Pentagon. That's the one they're not cutting. Of course they weren't going to cut it They love giving military contractors big bucks. But if a student's like, hey, I've got a $15,000 loan that's going to probably cost, it's going to take another 10 years for me to pay off. Do you mind? I've been paying it for 15 years. Do you mind, cutting me a little slack? Go fuck yourself. Bootstraps. Bootstraps. That's a winner. All right. Let's just finish on a fun one. So I saw the other day that Elon Musk was on getting his balls coddled by blockhead Sean Hannity on Fox News. Sean Hannity's like, what, people are being so mean to you? And he's like, yeah, I don't understand why people are being so mean to me. Tesla has never done anything wrong, and I've never done anything. I don't understand why. I've never done anything wrong. You've never done anything wrong? Dude, you are the richest man on the planet. And right now, you are trying to kill Social Security. You're trying to destroy the Department of Education. You're being very successful at killing the USAID, which, by the way, provides for like 12 cents a person AIDS medication for millions of African people. And within 1 year, without this medication, they're going to lose over 1 million people. I mean, we're talking about Henry Kissinger numbers now. He killed the CFPB. That is basically the scam police, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, that protects us from scams from credit card companies and banks. By the way, I was one of the people that was the beneficiary of it. They have given back $20 million to Americans. 20 million, no, is it 20 million or 20 billion? I don't know. I got a $250 check in the mail because my bank for 2 years was overcharging me fees that I wasn't aware of. But the CFPB did their investigation, found out that there was fraud, and the next thing you know, I got a check in the mail. I'm getting screwed by a big-ass corporation, a money-grubbing corporation, and they gave me my money back. I got nothing but love for you. But meanwhile, this welfare queen, foreign oligarch, immigrant, illegal immigrant, came here illegally, according to his brother. He is cutting into our Social Security. He's trying to kill Medicaid. He's trying to kill the Department of Education. I mean, you don't know what you've done, Elon? Why don't you Sig Heil a couple more times and maybe you'll figure it out. Anyway, so Sean Hannity is talking to Elon. And he's like, man, they're shooting bullets into dealerships. And by the way, who's got the most guns in the country? Whatever. I mean, is it possible that it's a liberal doing that? Is it possible that a liberal is setting Teslas and Tesla dealerships on fire? It's possible. It's also possible that they spontaneously combusted. I mean, we are talking about Tesla after all. I mean, it's a possibility that the dealership owner is looking out into his parking lot and he's seeing a lot of Teslas not getting sold right now. And he's thinking, gee whiz, I mean, I could set 1 or 2 or 10 of them on fire, blame it on a leftist, and then collect a nice check from the insurance company. I mean, I don't want to wax conspiratorial or anything. It seems like the right wing doesn't really need absolutely any evidence to make any accusations. I'm just thinking over here. I'm just postulating over here. Hell, Elon Musk, I believe, sells flamethrowers in one of his other companies called the Boring Company. Maybe they had some of those, maybe they had a couple of those flamethrowers, in a Tesla Model Plaid and it just went off. I mean, who's to say? Who knows? I don't know. But he looks really distraught, Elon. He looks really sad. And here's the cute thing. He borrowed against his Tesla stock to buy Twitter. So now his hold on Twitter and Tesla is a little tenuous at the moment. There's even a couple of people in the C-suite, not the C-suite, the executive suite at Tesla, they're starting to question whether or not he should remain as the CEO. Honestly, I mean, talk about Johnny come lately. Y'all should have cut that son of a bitch loose a long time ago. I mean, after he started doing his little dumbass dance behind Donald Trump during the, during the run up to the election, or at the very least, when he slapped his chest and Sieg Heiled with his chest, man. He did that shit with his chest. He didn't just do it once. He did that shit twice on camera for all of us to see in a room full of billionaires and Donald Trump. And he gave a big old fat Sieg Heil. That should have been the moment that you guys were like, yeah, we should cut him loose. But there was times before that y'all could have cut him loose. When he was giving that interview where he says, if people don't want to advertise, on Twitter, then fuck them. Just fuck them. And now he's hurting. Now dog is hurting. Don't ask him if he's hurt. Dog is hurt. And he's crying. He's I don't understand why people are being so mean to me. This is an American company and you're going to get rid of American jobs. Dude, you are firing hundreds and thousands of government workers, American government workers. Don't tell me that you care about American workers. As they say, don't piss down my leg and tell me it's raining. Because motherfucker, you're cooked. And people aren't buying your shit no more. People sure as shit aren't buying it in Europe, and less people are buying it here. I'm really enjoying seeing pictures of Tesla cars with Audi badges on them. I think that's pretty fucking funny. That's actually pretty hilarious. I mean, when you have a guy who kills the NIH, who's trying to gut child cancer research, and then gets on Fox News, for, a grease down and a fucking shiatsu massage, from one of the hosts, and telling him he's a good boy and he's done nothing wrong. Dude, you must be out of your fucking mind. Anyway, keep it up, folks. You people that are out there protesting, you have absolutely every right to protest. I don't condone violence, and I'm not saying that you should be burning down Tesla stations. Absolutely not. I am not saying that. I'm just saying that what did you expect, Elon? You keep fucking people over, man. They're going to fuck with you. Fuck around and find out. Here we are. Anyway, I just felt like that was a nice bit of schadenfreude and makes me smile, and hopefully it made you smile too. I will catch you tomorrow. Have a good night.